I'll fast forward a little bit, so I won't go back to that.
Okay.
But what gets me about politics when women are involved is that people want to focus on the feminine or the female aspect of whomever it is. If it's the leader, like for example, our leader is a female. And and she's not doing a very good job at the moment. And people are saying, well, we can't sack her. I don't know. Did you hear me say about how in Australia our leaders get sacked?
No. No.
Well, that's what happens here. It's just like a regular job. If you don't do your job properly, you get fired.
Really?
Well, our leaders get fired as well. Like the party fires them and they put someone else up there.
You're saying that your leaders, y'all don't have to wait for a next election or whatever, you fire them when you want to?
Well, the people don't, the party does.
And they can fire them whenever they want to?
Yes, if they're not doing a good job.
So Jill, if it's 90 days and they're not doing a good job, they can get fired? They
can get fired.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Immediate stand down. There's no 3 warnings and you're out. It's
wow.
Everybody gangs up against you and you're out, basically. But that's the party, not the people. The people vote for the leader of the party, right? And that if that leader doesn't do very well, that's too bad for the people. If the party likes the leader and the leader's not doing a good job, that's too bad for the people. But if the party don't like the leader, then the leader gets the sack. So that's kind of how it works here. Our leader's a female. People are saying, well, we can't sack a woman because the whole world will fall apart. So they're not like, this is what gets me about females in politics. When they were comparing Anne Romney and Michelle Obama on our TV recently, they compared them as women, not as political
leaders,
strategists.
Yes, and which Hillary Clinton is certainly a political strategist. Michelle Obama has just turned out to be a spectacular first woman because she's educated and stuff. She has just turned out to be a spectacular woman, and I think that if she wanted to make politics her thing, then she would be an awesome strategist and political leader.
Yes, she would. But you know what? This is what gets me. She, when they were comparing the two women, they were saying things like the clothes that Michelle Obama wears. Now, she does. She wears fantastic clothes. I mean, if she was a Hollywood star, we'd still like her clothes.
Right.
If she was if she was headed up Walmart, we'd still like her clothes. So,
right.
I mean, I'm not bagging back that they're commenting on her clothes. But,
right.
She's apparently brought in. This is what they said on the show that I was watching. Something like $2.7 billion into the American fashion industry.
Yes, I read that. I read that as well, Jill.
Yes. So that's an outstanding achievement all by itself, I think.
Well, and I think the Republicans fighting Barack Obama so very hard. I think they're pumping unbelievable money into the economy. If nothing else, this is fantastic because they are pumping tons of money into our economy to try and beat Barack Obama. And if they're not careful, they're going to help this economy greatly and still make Barack Obama look pretty good because they're spending so much money trying to beat him, and it's really helping the economy. I think Tampa was supposed to receive something like $750 million into their own city. And Dave the Rave is in the chat room. He can tell me a little bit more about that. Dave, give me an answer in the chat room. Was it not true that Tampa's economy was supposed to make something like $750 million because of the Republicans holding that their convention there, which Tampa had the greatest sign in the world that said, "Welcome to Tampa," where the mayor and all of the all of the leaders are Democrats. Have a good time. That was the best sign ever. And I grabbed that sign for Lawrence O'Donnell at NBC and put it on Facebook, and it went viral. So Miss Uppity is in the chat room, Jackie, because we hung up on the line with her so that we could talk with you and try to get as clear a connection through Skype as we can. And if it's not so clear to my listeners, we apologize. We are continuously working on this, and hopefully we're going to get Skype to really sound like it's coming out of the studio. But Jackie, Miss Uppity writes, yes, B, they're helping even though they don't mean to. They are really helping the economy. So Jill, did the Aussies talk about who was swayed, by the conventions?
Yes, we're showing the polls, what the polls come up with, obviously, and there's quite a swing. And I was trying to remember the swing. It was at 6%, I think. Or it might be 10%. It's a very low margin, really, but it could mean an entire shift. If you just have a couple of percentage win in one state, that could change something.
Yeah. So were the Aussies able to see either convention? Was that televised, or did y'all have to watch it on the internet?
Oh, the segments were televised from both. For example, Bill Clinton's speech was televised over and over again, like on the news during the day and on the news in the evenings. Clint Eastwood talking to a chair with parallels. So from the two conventions, if you watched our news, you would think that Clint Eastwood and Bill Clinton were running. Michelle Obama was shown, but it was just as an addition, if you know what I mean. And Romney wasn't shown, so I had to watch those on the internet. Okay,
Jackie, like I said, is in the chat room until we disconnect the line with you in the next 3 minutes, and she's asking, does the Australians think that the Republicans are crazy?
Well, that depends on who you talk to. I guess that's the same as in the States. Now, there were 3 women that were comparing Michelle Obama and Anne Romney, and one of those women has been around the traps for a while as a political correspondent, and she was favouring, you could tell with the language she used, favouring the Republicans. The other 2 were younger than her. It's a generational thing. They were favouring, you could tell they were favouring Michelle Obama because of the language they use. Things like, she works out at the gym, did you see her do those push-ups and things like that. Whereas the woman who was favouring the Republicans was talking about Anne Romney being classic and her sport is equestrian, the sport of the kings and things like that. You could just sort of tell. But no, we don't get, you have to talk to people who know. Like my brother, he lived in New York for 10 years, married to an American woman. They're Democrats. You have to talk to people like that who have lived it to know the poison of the Republicans. Because we don't get that over here.
Okay. All right. Well, Jill, my darling, as usual, we thank you so much for keeping us abreast of what the Australians think. And we are always delighted to hear from you, and welcome back. Welcome home.
Oh, thank you.
And
Jackie
also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Jackie had me down there to talk about rapists' children.
Oh, really?
Women forced to bear rapists' children.
Oh, did you all so you've got give us what your opinion about that, because yes, we talked about that 2 weeks ago, and we were off last week, and that's right, and we had you give me about 3 minutes of that. Tell me what you think about women having to bear rapists' children.
Well, I think it's very sad. I've gone through a whole gamut of of emotions around that, you know, obviously starting from anger, but I think it's really sad because then if that were the case where women had to do that and then rapists could then fight for custody, and then you would get people fighting for grandparental custody, and then what would you tell that child? Oh, daddy raped me and that's why you're here?
Yeah, and I can't stand him. I
just
think
think it's just
I think I passed a story on to you on Facebook that Jackie found about this, and the rapist, the woman had the baby, and the rapist went to court to claim custody. It was the most baffling thing. It's amazing that subject there is just too powerful to whether you are against or for abortion. It doesn't even have anything to do with it anymore. That is a personal choice. And if you had a monster that raped you and you chose to have the baby, or you were forced to have the baby, you know, if one day she looked around and decided to kill the child because the child reminded her of the rapist, then they want to lock her up for life.
Yes.
But can you imagine the emotional torture?
What if the victim was 14? You know, this 14-year-old girl. So basically, the 14-year-old girl, for whatever reason, ends up giving birth to the rapist's child. The rapist turns around and wants custody. I mean, you're giving a pedophile custody.
Yeah. Well, I let me tell you the answer to that is, Jill. Paul Ryan, in his view, she was a very mature 14, so she wasn't really raped. She kind of liked it, you know. Some of our politicians believe that if you're getting raped, and just relax. After a while, relax and enjoy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Well, Jill, we love you so much, and we're glad you're back, and we're glad to hear your voice again. And thank you so much for joining us here. We're women. We're all women here at Roar, and we're going to have quite a night. 56 days left until election.
Yeah, I know. It's exciting, actually.
Yeah, it's very exciting. My darling, we love you. We will see you back here next Tuesday night for some more of your Aussie points of view. Okay?
Thank you for having me. Bye.
We are delighted to have you. Love you, darling. Bye. Bye. You are listening to... You're listening to the... Let's talk about it. And I cannot play a song while I have no headphones on because you will get a whole bunch of noise. So we're getting ready to take a short break. I'll be right back with Jackie's commentary, and Jackie will be back on the line, and we're going to continue talking about it, okay? I'm the wild and wonderful Brenda White. We will be right back.